Russian mercenaries swapped trench warfare in Ukraine for armed rebellion at home. Their leader vowed to march on Moscow in the gravest threat to Vladimir Putin's rule. It triggered heightened security, global scrutiny, and this extraordinary statement from the president.
This is a criminal, adventuristic campaign. It is equivalent to armed mutiny. Russia will defend itself and repel this move. We are fighting for the life and security of our citizens and our territorial integrity. It is an attempt to subvert us from inside. This is treason in the face of those who are fighting on the front. This is a stab in the back of our troops and the people of Russia.
The uprising by the head of the Wagner mercenary group put the country on a knife edge. But with a convoy of his fighters closing in on Moscow, Yevgeny Prigozhin seemingly blinked.
Wagner
Company. They wanted to disband us. We started out on the March for Justice on the 23rd. In 24 hours, we reached within 200 kilometres of Moscow. Over that time, we didn't shed a single drop of our men's blood. Now, though, the time has come when blood might be shed. Therefore, mindful of the responsibility that Russian blood might be shed by one of the parties, we're turning our columns round and moving off in the opposite direction to the field camps, according to plan.
The U-turn averted the prospect of internal warfare inside Russia for now. It marked the latest twist in a day of confrontation and confusion. Hours earlier, Wagner forces seized the city of Rostov-on-Don on Russia's southern border. The Wagner boss said he was seeking revenge after accusing Russian military chiefs of killing his men in Ukraine, even though they're fighting on the same side.
We are in the military headquarters. Rostov's military sites are under the control of the Wagner fighters, including the airbase. Jets that leave for combat depart in normal mode. There are not any problems.
In reality, this wasn't a problem, but a potential catastrophe for President Putin. An explosion shook a second city, while a missile just missed a military helicopter. In the chaos, an oil depot was set ablaze. The head of Wagner claimed Russian forces were targeting his men as they pushed towards Moscow. On the streets of the capital, there was a heightened security presence, but no sense of panic. Information is tightly controlled here, and loyalty to the president still strong.
You know, we have to listen to Putin in this case and support him.
I feel very negatively about Prigozhin, because no matter what happens, you can't go against the government. Against the president in a combat situation, he's a clear enemy.
Ukraine and its Western allies watched the spectacle unfold, making their own interpretations.
The man from the Kremlin is obviously very afraid and probably hiding somewhere, not showing himself. I am sure that he is no longer in Moscow. He calls somewhere and asks something. He knows what he is afraid of because he himself has created this threat.
By nightfall, Wagner forces appeared to be making good on their word to withdraw. The Kremlin was also making peace, saying Prigozhin will no longer face criminal charges and instead will relocate to next-door Belarus. Whether it was all just theatre or a genuine threat to the state, one thing's certain: the drama in Russia is far from over. Deborah Haynes, Sky News.